Good morning.
Good morning, people of the world.
And how are you? Sit back and enjoy the smell. Who do you think you are? Episode 33.
That was dope.
Oh, yeah, that one slapped, right?
Yeah, that was dope.
That was a good. I like that.
Yeah.
Our mate wrote it. I guess I don't know whatever you say for beats.
Sure.
A couple days ago, and then I haven't listened to it this morning. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay.
Cardi B style.
Here we go. Episode 33.
33. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
As
end
well
of
as I'll ever be.
the 30-day challenge that we already cut short from January.
Well, why don't we get into it by explaining to these people why the drinking aspect was cut short?
Yeah, I failed, people. I gave in. So I went to a comedy show last Friday, which was a mistake. I'm sure if we read through all those 12 steps, they probably say something about triggers and not going to places that would maybe be triggers.
Yeah, but I think we got through 4 steps.
Exactly.
And then we gave up.
Too much God. And then so when I bought the tickets a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to be sober, which is going to suck. But it was like a 10 o'clock show, so I was like, I'll force myself to stay sober so that way I can at least kind of sleep decent or whatever. I'll be like, okay, that will be the reason why. But that didn't happen.
No.
I was like, it was 25 days, and I was like, well, we already said 30 days instead of 31. It's like, comedy show, I paid for the ticket. And then I was like, going with my sister, I'm like, I think I might drink. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to encourage you, but you've made it so far anyways. And the Uber's like $6. And I was like, ah.
Granted, you made it further than most.
Yes.
And I think it's all these little justifications that we tell ourselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You that night drank, and I had fried food for the first time. And it was glorious.
Was it? Is that how you felt from the release?
I enjoyed the fries very much.
Gosh, I miss fries. Actually, I've been thinking about that today since we were talking about getting some after here.
Yeah.
But when I was drinking on that, I don't know. I've had this thing with guilt, and
shame.
Shame, guilt. I didn't really necessarily enjoy it. I thought I was going to. It didn't give me this sweet oh, there it is. There's the answer. There's what I've been waiting for. Because it almost felt like I was deciding to drink just because of the circumstances rather than craving a drink, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
It was more like, oh, this seems like the appropriate thing to do since I'm going to, 2-drink minimum kind of. They don't really hold that up on you, but they say that when you buy the ticket. Mm-hmm. So it's you go there, everyone's going to be drinking. I'm going to So I was setting myself up for that in a sense. So I was fucking slept like shit, didn't feel good, and the next morning I was like, oh yeah, this blows. See all the things that and just there's this cycle that happens after that, this payoff versus reward, and I don't know, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you just want to enjoy it. You just want to be oh, I remember being 21, just getting shit faced and being this is the best. I'm living fast or whatever. And I don't know if it's that I don't have that sense anymore. That sensibility is because I feel guilt, and I'm associating the guilt or shame with drinking now, that I don't get that enjoyment, or it's a sense that I'm just over that part. That I don't know.
Yeah. And
I'm not even gonna lie, I drank last night too.
Did you?
And
I had a beer last night.
Yeah, and the other night too, right?
Yeah, the other night I went over to my buddies, and I kind of had a similar feeling. I think what I enjoyed most of it was the social aspect, we're pounding one back, because it's been a while since I'd seen him.
Uh-huh.
We're chilling, having good conversation, and I'm just sipping on this beer, and it was nice, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But it really didn't do anything for me, like you said.
Right.
Chasing that high again, or that buzz, that you did when you were younger, and you're in the prime time drinking days, But like I said, I did enjoy the fact that we had a good conversation. We were just chilling, relaxing. I think I enjoyed it probably more than you because, like you said, you were drinking because of the circumstance.
Right.
Not, just to enjoy a drink. And I think that's a slippery slope,
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't classify yourself as an alcoholic anyway. So, like, if you have that 1 or 2 drinks, like, it's hard for me to stop at that point where I drink quickly and to just keep on going with it. So it's like, and that's the problem is I'm having this this kind of like internal war inside my head with these that shadow self, bringing that back, these 2 personas of I like myself sober, I like not drinking because I like the clarity it gives me, I don't feel
sober
foggy.
In the alcoholic
yes and I look at the rewards and how I feel and looking back on this last 25 days or whatever, and I see all these moments that are sharing laughs with friends and family, going to movies, and absorbing things at a different level than I was prior because I was just so quick to grab a drink. And I wish I could just have a beer and just be okay.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's possible for me.
That was my problem too. I wouldn't okay. I never drank you drink at home. Mm-hmm. I never really did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have a glass of wine maybe and just stop there.
Yeah.
But when I went out, I did go hard because I went to my degenerate spot,
right.
Sandbar.
Right.
With my friends, degenerate friends.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. And I was just drink after drink, and I didn't want to stop, and I didn't know when to stop.
Yeah.
So now I think what these past 25 days have done, or 27 for me, because I folded right after you.
Yeah.
Has given me a perspective of how to enjoy that 1 or 2 drinks,
right.
How to moderate that, because it's so socially acceptable that oh yeah, we're at this place, it doesn't close till 2, get fucking shit faced.
That's what's so difficult. It's so socially normal. It's
right.
Every restaurant, every movie, every TV show,
right.
every song, you're constantly hearing it, constantly seeing it.
For sure.
So yeah, it's tricky, man. It's
definitely hard to find that balance. And I'm sure you mentioned the day afterwards, you're I think I'm gonna all in all quit drinking.
Right.
And I was so set back by that. I was wow, I never thought I would hear you say that.
Right.
But I think maybe you were feeling like shit the day after drinking, and you weren't processing everything. But I think you can find a balance too,
I hope so. But
yeah.
I still am having this eternal debate of being should I just quit drinking altogether?
Yeah.
And just because I am just an all or nothing thing, because
maybe drink wine, man.
I do love wine, but yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I hope I can just have that social 1 or 2 beers, because I love the taste of it, but all this. So there's that aspect of it. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to fucking do.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about this podcast, or you and me having this friendship where we challenge ourselves to do these things, where we are learning these things about ourselves. We're I am asking myself these questions and trying to process it rather than living in oblivion year after year, day after day, month after month. It's
right.
Setting these up and start kind of expanding our brains in these different directions that we wouldn't necessarily want to do, because just getting that discipline, I think, is really important.
No, for sure.
So maybe it's I always try to fucking run to the finish line before the next, just making the next step and be okay, now you're aware of this, so now what do you do now? How are you going to control? You know what I mean? It's slowly moving.
You're sprinting.
It's all the process.
Trotting.
Yeah. So there's that part of it. Then we've been talking a lot about dreams and well-being and all that kind of shit too. And then so there's that night I drank, and then last night I drank. It's I sleep so bad and it's all a blur. And I don't know if I've gone down this podcast loop of psychedelic people and people in touch with dimensions and realities. And I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've dove into psychedelics, probably a year since mushrooms. Which I'm excited to get back into, because I'm on this, I don't know. That's why I'm excited to smoke marijuana too, because I missed that.
Well, one thing we did stay true to was absolutely no THC.
And fried food. I haven't done that yet, or the French fries. But yes, so we did stay strong with that, which I am proud of ourselves for. Yeah. But I'm thinking that there is some kind of importance in dreams and the things that you're processing as you sleep, rather than just blurring it all out. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And that...
Well, last week we said there's answers in your dreams.
I think there
genuinely believe that.
There was a psychonaut who was talking about when you're on trips like DMT trips or sleeping, it's like your consciousness is always living in all these different realities. But when you get into this one story, it's because that part of your consciousness really needs your full attention. So that's why you dip into that dream state.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that's kind of... But this guy also ended up going to a psychiatric hospital because he thought every idea that he ever had was also a new wormhole to a different parallel universe. So every single thought you have, like now there's another version of you living that.
Bandersnatch style.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, it could be by that my boss. Hey, that's fucking trippy.
Maybe we'll all end up in psych wards.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what was crazy too about that guy. That was the Shane Moss, I believe is his name, something like that. And he was saying when he was at the psych ward, the crazy people were also having the same ideas of time and travel as him. So now he's like, is it because we're all feeding off of this one giant consciousness? Or is it because they're like just this small group? Right. We're all tapped into each other. I don't know.
Yeah.
That shit just... Does anybody really know? Fuck, dude. That shit's a trip. But I don't know. I do... Not even to get all like spacey and shit... Just to go to the basic thing of dreaming and just, I guess that's just not even just with dreams. It's with your day-to-day life when you're actually absorbing what's going on and happening around you and thinking about it rather than just reaching for the bottle or pill or maybe weed too. Maybe that is also a thing that is like you need to learn how to control.
Yeah.
But what I hope is I can be, there's those nights where I want to change my consciousness or like reality, and I feel like smoking a joint is gonna be it's a safer alternative than going to whiskey or tequila. You know what I mean? I don't feel the same bullshit around it.
Yeah,
but you can abuse that too. We've gone through.
Oh
that,
yeah,
so.
For sure. We've definitely abused that.
Yeah.
Well, I have at least.
Should we abuse it? Should we
abuse it? Should we hit this 30-day hashtag challenge?
Let's do it. Spark it up, bro.
What is this? This is a pre-roll.
I think it's a rainbow roll. I don't know if that's
rainbow roll.
I don't know if that's a kind or that's what it's called. Who knows?
Okay.
Here, let's get a little.
Let's get a little picture.
Do.
So you said not to get all spacey, but I feel like this podcast is going to be a little spacey if we do. It's
going to.
I think. Wait, are we gonna? All right.
All right. 30 days, no pot. How's it taste, buddy?
Oh my god, I haven't had flowers since like November, bro. That's ridiculous.
Nice. All right. Cool. That smells so good.
Oh
there's some times like because outside of our work, there's like homeless people and stuff that will smoke or there's gas. So like I'll smell it sometimes or even going to dispensaries getting the CBD and I'm like. Oh, I love that smell.
Well, when I went over to my buddies to have that beer, he had his Zong out, and he was like puffing on that, and he's like, "You want to hit it, man?" I'm like, "No, I can't. I can't hit this."
Oh, baby, that tastes good,
doesn't it?
Jesus.
Why did we ever stop? Doesn't that with like every time like. Every time I stop, I'm like, why the fuck did I ever stop smoking? Right. So when I pick it back up again.
I was like listening to Pink Floyd all morning to prepare for this.
Maybe that's what we should do, is just put on a Pink Floyd record and just, if you guys want to join on this smoke sesh.
Whoa, did you hear that riff, bro? Nope. Noki was like very caught off guard by it because it was like pretty loud. And like Pink Floyd throws so many like different sounds and weird things in their songs, and Noki would be like, "Huh? So I don't know if he liked it or not." Exactly.
Perked his ears up.
The dog frequencies.
Damn. We're already high. I
know. So back to weather. So
it's cloudy, like little overcast today. Perfect for pictures. I don't know if photographers out there looking for a good spot. It's a great time.
It's cold as fuck though.
It's chilly. I wouldn't say it's
here.
Cold as fuck. Oh, Chicago.
The polar vortex. It's
it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
People don't think global warming exists, and this is like the opposite.
Did you see the thing Trump said? He's like, talk about global warming like we could use it right now. It's like that's not.
Oh my god.
It's like that's not really how it works. Yeah, like in the Midwest, you can't even like leave. or else you will get frostbite pretty much immediately.
Yeah, I saw that. And did you see, like, there was, like, 15 homeless people found frozen, dead in the streets?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, what do? I see homeless people even here. I'm just like, that sucks. When it's like raining and shit. Yeah,
well, summertime, bro. I'm sure they find dead bodies.
I'm good.
You're good?
I don't want to try to stay on track. I'll light up a little more if I feel the desire to.
All right.
Yeah, that wind, like that. Where's like the coldest that you've ever been?
Northern California, Lake Tahoe.
How cold does that get? Like, have you ever been like negative degrees or like wind chill when it'll like actually?
I don't know. I was young, but I remember waking up to.
Is that when you cross the border?
I remember waking up to snow covering like our front door and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how cold that would be.
Who knows, man? Cold enough to snow.
Oh, 32 at least.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro.
That's a fact, bro.
Knock it in. 15 minutes in, we got facts for you, folks.
Not just bullshit.
Another fact is that
the government's still down.
Aren't they? Didn't they come back up?
Did they?
I thought so. But it's like it was a weird.
It's like we're kind of coming back.
Yeah, it was like kind of like it was like when you break up with somebody and then you get back together with them, you're like you're kind of together again, but
you're kind of still not.
And you're like, oh, what did we pick up from?
It's like when you go to school after a weekend and it's Monday, but then you have like a half day on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you want to go get something to eat, but you don't have enough money to get what you really want to eat. So then you go there and you're like, oh shit, how do we make this
dollar
work?
menu, maybe.
Yeah, dollar menu. So you would compromise with the Democrats, and then they say, well, I don't know.
I mean, I can give you this if you have.
If you can give you that, and you say, well, shit, I want the apple pie, but I want the
double cheeseburger
with mac sauce,
extra pickles.
Any other analogies? It's like when you show up to the football game, and the other team doesn't show up.
Do you win?
But the audience is there watching and paying too.
Has that happened?
I don't know.
I'm sure it has. I think we should have checked that single box, man. Like, I think we need some time away from our government.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, I don't know what the agreement was. I don't know how they compromised or anything. I know very little.
Yeah, me too.
But it's kind of been weird because it hasn't really been in the limelight, so to speak. I feel like it was such a big story, kind of, you know, the dismay of the government, but now that they got back together, they kind of like are keeping it on the low. That's what it is. They're keeping it on the low down. They're like, oh,
they're not posting to Facebook.
Still single on Facebook.
Yeah. Or you know what? They check that it's complicated.
Isn't that just kind of a stupid joke? Does anybody like who's like airing their trash that much? So they're like,
people love to air dirty laundry, bro.
They do, but that's such a like it's complicated. It's like somebody asked me like, well, I don't understand why would you ever say it's complicated?
The middle grounds, I guess.
I think it's really just a joke. No.
I think it should. I think it is. Yeah.
I feel bad for the person that's like.
It's either you are or you're not.
Like who? What about like the sad, heartbroken person out there that has it's complicated because they're in love with somebody but they're not in love with them, and they're just like, actually, I want them to know that it's complicated.
Well, that's caused many suicides before, man.
That it's complicated option.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zuckerberg, we're on that, motherfucker. It's not so complicated, is it?
No, bitch.
It's not complicated at all. So get your facts.
Is our guest going to show soon? Hello?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Well, okay, good.
Come on in, man. Yeah.
Just sit down right there.
Take a seat. Hold on. Excuse me.
So, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. For what?
You're having a child.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man.
Nathan Sutherland.
Hey, everybody, Nathan Sutherland here.
So, yeah, you were just... I
was in the news a lot.
You were in the news a lot. It's complicated, to say the least.
Sure is.
Yeah. You... I mean, could you say rape?
A vegetative That's a hard word there, my man. It's a hard word.
That is harsh. But... Yeah, I don't know where to go from it.
What a guy, huh, everybody?
Okay, well,
Take it easy, Nathan Sutherland.
I totally forgot about that. See what we talked about last week, that we were like, we need to do that.
Yeah. I was going to write like a short script and again, like keep it going, but I'm like,
Hey, speaking of scripts, I read your story this morning.
Oh, you did?
Finally.
So third out of 17 people.
It was 2 weeks out. Okay.
Just kidding.
It was supposed to be the first week, and I told you that I deleted the chain. Mm-hmm. It was strange. That was very weird. That had to be some.
Were you in a complicated relationship? Like you were trying to delete messages?
That was some Zuckerberg shit. Yeah. He was mirroring your name. So when you were texting me twice in 2 different things.
This motherfucker.
Anyway, so I read it. I really liked it, man. It was a cool. Like, from that first to second one, I was just like, I was in the story. Like, it was good, man. And, like, I liked how you used kind of this twang in how he talked. Because, like, I found myself reading as that character with this, like, deep south kind of, like, twangy, like, syrupy, like, you know. Yeah. And then as the story kind of went through, and you got dark in there with some of the things. Yeah, and sexual with some parts, dark, too. Which I was like, ooh, like, kind of touch myself a little bit. I was like, you should write erotica. I was bummed when it ended, to be honest with you.
Well, did it really end?
It felt like it ended because you had a deadline, to be honest with you.
That's true, yeah.
But I wanted to keep on reading, which also sometimes having, it's like with a song too, where like you want more, so it's almost good to end that way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't end that way now in Hollywood because they want to keep on making more money off of an idea that they know is working.
Right.
So rather than just challenging yourself, you kind of fall into that same pattern or way of thinking. Sure. But I enjoyed that one a lot. It was good. It was gritty.
Yeah,
it's definitely gritty.
It's definitely not on a great subject.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard like writers say like you're not your character always,
right.
but you have to allow yourself to get there, to get to those. I think Polinick said this on Rogan. He's like, to get to those dark spots in life that are reality, you kind of have to become your character for a brief, 4 pages that I wrote. Yeah. And it was about a guy who, it was his first murder pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And he was like documenting it. So it was fun, like, going into those dark places, but I also sat there and I was like, what the fuck am I writing? Like, this is not right, but fuck, who's to say?
I think it's this weird thing, too, when you, like, start diving deeper into, like, that skin suit of this character that you're writing about. And that's what I've spoken, like, this is something we've spoken about a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it's like you start wearing this kind of, that suit, that, like, skin suit that, like, when it's finally over, you kind of like shed it, like that snake skin, like I've referred to in the past, and it's like it is weird how it can kind of like sulk with you, and you kind of have to if you're gonna keep on writing and stay engaged with this story and this process and see kind of how it will unfold. It's a cool thing to witness from one writer to another writer, like seeing that and like seeing the story, like oh shit, like you see where the line is, and you see where, okay, this seems acceptable. It's like, I'm going to push that, then I'm going to push that a little bit more.
Right.
And now I'm going to make them really uncomfortable because I'm uncomfortable. And I don't know, I appreciate that when like writers and really anybody that does that. And I think with dark, gritty stuff, it's easy to see that somebody's actually going there because it's like authentic in the way that it's like, whoa, shit, like, you know what I mean?
Wow, he said that?
Yeah.
Like, no, I get that for sure. But it's like, I also like to make people feel uncomfortable in real life, too. Like in my surroundings, by saying these little
dark
trigger or dark or trigger words, that people
racist
would be like,
things.
Yeah, all the time. Especially those. Those are real
gender.
You're like, and
real monster.
I mean, it's just interesting to challenge people in real life because I feel like we all go through this, like, there's acceptable things and there's not acceptable things, and there's people that do non-acceptable things that feel like they should be accepted, and it's like challenging those type of people, assholes, pretty much.
You know what's funny about that is I think what I enjoy doing the same things. I enjoy people's reactions to saying fucking outlandish things. Like I say terrible things.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, just to push, and I think what it is, and I just thought about this as you're kind of I don't know. Like, so I think I enjoy that.
Speaking with my hands.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
I'm doing that a lot right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
See?
because when you challenge somebody, their gut reaction, you're getting their gut reaction, so it's their most authentic self. Because they don't have, like, this preconceived auto response answer or response
because
to, like, something. They're like, oh fuck,
you know, they're expecting the exact response that anybody else
exactly
they're playing the story in their head.
Exactly. Then you ask them one question past that and you're like, oh, and that's just a difference saying, how are you? Oh, you're going to school for that's a terrible example. Oh, what makes you want to do that? And they're like, like, I just met you, or they're like, that's a long,
this is crazy,
or nobody's ever asked
but
me
here's
that.
my number.
Oh shit,
so call me baby.
Damn, you're so good. Yeah.
No, I get that though, for sure.
So China, the China segment.
God, we love China here on this. Who do you think you are podcast?
And it's the most authentic. Like when we have these segments, we have like a China.
Yeah.
They transplanted the first human head.
No way.
Yeah,
that happened.
It was a corpse, but they did. So they've done it on rats and monkeys. So they've done it and it's worked. So then they used corpses to like do all, the spinal cords, all the connections, and they saw that they can do it. So now it's just waiting for the the
victim.
And he's like, there's a lot of ethics people against me, and he's like, I'm just a scientist. And he's like, and I'm pushing that to my furthest, like,
well, yeah, he's making people uncomfortable by making himself uncomfortable.
Exactly. But that's it, and he's like, who's to say how this head will respond to this new body or to these new ideas of weight and care? Like, would it
I like
be
your
the
scientist voice.
Did I do a scientist voice?
Like weight and care.
Did I? I had no idea I did that. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I can't remember now.
He was saying all this in like defense to people like outreach, like feeling some backlash for it.
And yeah, who knows if there'd be a different human or the same human? But how do you feel about that?
I mean,
What's your gut reaction?
All that is that's your brain, right? That's your thoughts, this is your like.
That'd be weird to see it. Like, do you have the same consciousness? Like, is that in the little? Is it bottled up in your head or is it in your heart? Penis. 27 minutes.
Well, if it were to bottle up in the penis, no, I'm just kidding. No, that's like your database.
Nathan Sutherland back in here. You guys say erupted penises.
That's your database, it's your dome, dude. I feel like if you put it on another body, you'd have a lot of the same thoughts, but you'd definitely be conscious that that's not your body. So you know how there's that like phantom limb or whatever that some people deal with? That like people
no.
Sometimes even after amputation, like people know they don't have the arm, but they reach for something with their hand. That phantom feeling.
Oh, because they can still do it too with those weird ones that are.
Well, if they have a nice prosthetic, yeah. But if you just have a nub, afterwards, and it's like sometimes there's that thing. So I'm saying like if you put your head on another body, you'd know that's not your body.
Oh, gotcha.
So maybe there'd be something of opposite or equal effect.
That'd be weird. Whose body would you want to go on to? Anybody. Anybody.
Yeah.
That's not your body.
Richard Simmons, man. How old is he? Like 75 and he can still do like he's been working out.
I'd hope that you still get his hair. That looks so dope on you, dude. You'd be like that. Is that like a... What's that like haircut that's like the longer mullet kind of, but it gets really curly?
The rat tail? No.
Like, I don't know. Your outfit is kind of like 1970s-ish too. Like, I could see that, like, say that's not 1970s.
That was 80s?
Something like that. I never even watched that show, to be honest with you.
Neither did I.
So, who cares? I don't even know what we're going with that. Oh, yeah. Whose body? Oh, yeah.
Whose body would you want to go on?
That's a great question, my man. I don't know how you come up with this stuff.
I believe you brought it up.
Probably like a super athlete.
Like
That'd
The
be
Rock.
kind of dope.
Dwayne Johnson.
That'd be strange.
Yeah, your skin
Just be
complexion
jacked.
wouldn't match. That's one out. That'd be like a dead giveaway. Like,
yeah.
It'd be all tan and nice up to like your neck. And then it's like,
what's the big idea up here?
You got this like Twilight White glow coming up.
Yeah, it's Twilight White glow. Yeah. That's my skincare line.
Yeah, well, I made it up. I know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa! Screensaver, that's scary. That was a way overreaction or underreaction. I'm not sure how it sounded. Just caught me by surprise.
Yeah, it made you uncomfortable, and by that, you made us uncomfortable.
Sorry about that, folks. Speaking of people that make people uncomfortable, a man in Texas was caught having sex with a cow.
So 2 weeks ago, it was a man with an alligator.
And I was happy when I found this. I'm like, I'm going to keep on doing this. It's like suggested news stories for Nick. Like, I think I'm getting, like, smarter and smarter, more woke, but I'm just actually just looking up more and more news articles about. Yeah, exactly. Man head transplanted having sex with animal.
Well, I think
Mom and Dad, come on!
I think when it started was, like, a man marries, what did he marry? That hologram. Hieroglyphic.
That's true. Yeah, that's
a pretty weird one. I think it started
weird.
from there, and then you just kept going down.
Also
until
kinky.
we got to.
Also kinky for sure.
Oh yeah,
it'd be cool.
Who's to say?
So yeah, he was accused of, but when he was
caught
caught, a rancher. But when he was
it the rancher's cow or was it his cow?
Yeah, but he said that it was a reincarnation of his wife.
Oh,
that. To take it farther, quote unquote, he said he had the same eyes, smell, and taste, which is, I don't know if he's roasting his wife. Well, if he was, he'd be eating it because cow is delicious. But that's not a nice thing to say either, though,
no.
I feel like. But this is a
religious... the bitch's a cow.
Yeah. There's like a religious background to some of this. But I still like to make fun of it because it's still so fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're having sex with an animal, like his wife, I guess, at the time, come on! This stuff writes itself. Speaking of those sex with animals, too, which is great.
Wait, what were the ramifications of this?
I don't know.
You didn't read that part?
I don't think it's told. I don't think it's said. Maybe it was like a fake article. Like
were
when
they
I
in
thought
one of these?
Bin Laden had
it was another Onion article.
Yeah.
Was he in one of these states that allows?
It's Texas. I mean, if there's any state, like, don't touch my guns.
I mean, talk about go big. Talk about go big or go home, huh?
Go big or go home. The right to carry as many guns and to fuck your animals. Stay out of my land. This is Texas.
And I will shoot you if you cross that border.
Just having sex with my cow over here.
Well, what was that? It's like a documentary or a little series on
Zoo.
this dude. No.
That was one. That was about that.
Okay.
But the man died from the horse. It was in Seattle.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about the guy that was married to this lady.
Okay.
That looked like a cow.
Makes sense so far.
And they were ranchers.
Yes.
Coincidentally. And he had an agreement with his wife where he would go out and make love to the horse. And the wife's like, well, that's his soulmate and everything's okay.
Oh.
And then the guy would just like be laying in bed with his wife. And he's like, you know what, honey, I'll be back in 20.
Damn.
And he goes out and porks the horse, man. I wonder if this is what this guy was doing.
Is this a documentary?
I don't know if it was a documentary.
Is it a real story?
There's a real story.
Man. I need to just start doing this shit that I have inside of my head that I'm not letting myself do. Because if people are getting away with this.
Where have morals really gotten you, nigga?
And they got a fucking documentary about them. That's interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah.
So next week on it, no.
Having sex with animals.
God. What is that about? What is it about it?
Having sex with animals? Well, you said giraffe. When I
giraffe.
Yeah.
You asked me what animal.
Which was an off the cuff.
Which would probably be like very like far apart if we did have sex because I'd be like, oh, I have to get up there. Whatever.
It was a long day at work.
Right.
I'm just like, I'm sorry.
What animal would you have sex?
But I wanted to have I have bad news for you.
Oh.
That they're added to the endangered list.
Giraffes?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me that.
That's sad. But, so I was thinking it might be time to recreate with them.
If only. If only DNA worked that way.
What do you mean?
Little...
Put penis in the vagina, and then the penis juice comes out with this, makes this thing in the vagina juice.
What if the guy fucking his cow wife was like, you know how they artificially inseminate cows?
Yes.
What if he was doing that, but like he put that stuff on the tip of his member and then was doing it that way?
Yes. Maybe.
Maybe that would have been a better like, oh yeah, she's my wife.
This is my wife.
No, it's like, have you ever seen how they inseminate cows? Like, I'm just trying this new technique. Maybe it'll be more effective.
You know what I like is the conservative conservative argument against gay marriage a while ago was because they were afraid of people wanting to marry animals, and because they said it was the same thing.
Oh my god!
Do you remember?
They're desensitizing. They're trying to make us fucking... What's her name? Celine Dion. Lulu, whatever her fucking Nunu, Boo-Boo,
Nunu, Boo-Boo, fuck a doggy in the doo-doo.
That's probably going to be their next, like...
Have you seen those... Well, we've talked about this before, right? The people that like to act like dogs.
Oh, yeah, we have.
We're just... This is the kink shaming episode. Let's get into it.
Fuck it. No. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing, man. But it's human on human... Putting on a mascot, whatever role play you want to get into, that's you do you.
Yeah, that's true.
Just keep it out of my life, keep it out of the public's eye. Because we'll fucking shame you for that. But I mean, actually going into an animal, bro. Or, I didn't mean it that way, but like, you know, going from humans to being with an animal.
But it's my wife.
But it's my wife. Now he's Italian. It's my wife.
But it's my wife. But what's the big idea? New York City, baby, an opportunity. You think fucking these pigs out in New Jersey's any better? I mean, come on. Oh!
Oh my god, I'm dying. Yeah. That's funny.
We're all dying, bro. It's not that funny.
After 26.
Don't laugh about it.
After 26.
My anxiety.
My back. Oh, was that my neck? My back. My anxiety.
Oh. Okay. Anyways, are you going back in for it?
I don't know.
I'm scared. I feel great though. This stuff's good.
You're looking a little bit. What's next? What you got on the agenda?
Bada bing, bada boom. Europe bans airports.
What did you say? I don't think this is a good idea.
Oh,
Mix
man.
some marijuana.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's fun. I feel
it's
like
a whole lot of laughing.
You know what's funny is when we first started this podcast, we were getting high every episode.
Oh, that's right.
But we had no idea. Like, I feel like we have a little bit of a better idea of how to communicate on this. I think we do.
Yeah.
I may be fucking completely wrong.
20. What do you think this is, huh? Who do you think you are?
Episode 33. What's the big idea? Get out of here.
Yeah, but
I guess my Italian persona is
coming out, man.
It's a Nicola.
I'm appreciating much.
But it's like, I think this is what we were searching for a lot in the beginning episodes, but we were still so afraid of being on mic and shit that I think it was harder to get really silly because we were like more like tense, or at least I was. I feel a little bit more loosey-goosey.
That's the weed.
Yeah, but my point is we were always getting high the first 15, 20 episodes. Then we kind of started being like, I think I smoked too much weed.
Then we went into that self-help mode.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, we're still doing it. We're quit drinking for 25 days.
Yeah, right? It's cool, man.
We're not doing too bad, yeah.
No, I know. It's fun to make...
But it's fun to be aware of it, you know. I think back then...
credit yourself with it, yes. On a real note, yeah, for sure. Because...
We realized, like, oh shit, I might be smoking too much weed.
Right.
Like, and I found myself more creative now. Mm-hmm. Like, meeting deadlines, setting deadlines even, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it's been fun.
It has been hell fun. And now that we can get silly with it and give, you know... I think this is, like you said, just being... the most vulnerable, I guess it would be. Yeah, name Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Mm-hmm. And don't follow the priest into the back. Don't do that.
Europe bans. This is what I was trying to say.
Europe pants?
Your pants, bro. I'm out of here. See you next week. They banned those X-ray scanners at airports because of the fear of giving people cancer.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Like how we were talking, I think it was a couple episodes ago, they also banned a lot of these like plastic single-use items. Mm-hmm. So now they're on the next thing of actual like trying to like better things, and it's those small steps which I think, and it's cool like when you have the friends, even like with the straw thing, or certain people that you do see
carrying a hydro
flasks and all that. You're like it's cool when you like notice that other people and things are, because it is those small things and be like, well, the problem's too big, and you're like,
that's giving up.
Don't give off that karmic weight of energy. Like, why do you want to have that negative existence with this whole conscious, if we're a living breathing organism, maybe if it is all about your energy at the end of your life. And how it made, I think that was on one of the podcasts. I don't know. I listened to so much weird shit this last week, but they're talking about a lot of like, if at the end of your life it's all about the energy and how you made other things feed off your energy, and you'll feel that all come back to you at the end.
Oh yeah.
So it's about those good vibes and good vibrations.
For a singer, that was really bad. No, I definitely think that's... For a singer, Sorry.
That was good. My soul.
Don't go cry in the corner now.
Oh, man. But...
That'd be cool, man. I think I put up a chill vibe.
Yeah.
I joked earlier, I was like, where's morality gotten you, But having that self-discipline, mm-hmm. I guess it's all how you were raised,
Yeah, for
what
sure.
you were taught, like... What's right, what's wrong.
Yeah, but I guess even just outside,
having that self-guilt, like you said, like living with that shadow self, like knowing that could be a part of you, but...
And examining, because that's the greatest battle of the shadow self, is defeating that other voice or that other person that's trying to take over and control you, and then leads you to not examine.
There's so many names for this shadow self. Path of least resistance,
Nick,
Pete, everybody fucking existing.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Socialists.
Marxism.
Nazis.
Jews. Mexicans. White people. Black people.
Yeah. You sound like a Brother Ali song now.
He's a great musician, man. He's got some good stuff.
That's true, dog.
And I say that because they all feel that way,
Yeah. But that's cool.
It's people. We're people, dude. We're humans.
That's
before
true.
We're any race.
And then, so taking out those scanners.
Yeah. Quit giving fucking cancer to people, man.
Stealing out your energy and shit. But no, it's the thing is, when we have so many things inside of America, like we keep on, trying to start wars in other countries, say, live our way, do things ourselves. But like, we don't take care of our own kind. Because you look at these people freezing. I'm just going with my peace and love speech now. People are freezing in Chicago to death. Like, people aren't taking care of themselves. More people are dying from, the shit that we feed ourselves.
People
from
are
sodas, the fast food. People are fucking cows. We have body scanners that we know are giving 6 to 100 people cancer a year, but saying that number's not big enough to give a shit.
It's like,
or we're polluting enough. Like,
do you know how many people are out there?
We're like, I don't care about plastic bottles. It's like, have you seen everything else? Like, what about China? How much pollution do you think they put off? And so like, I don't fucking care. And it's like, well, then you're part of the fucking problem. You're just as bad as the thing that you're just saying is worse.
And not that we don't like partake in a lot. That was beautiful. Noki, clap.
Noki. He's asleep. It's like, I love Wednesdays.
Yeah, people are a part of the problem. And not that we don't like partake. Like, I have a car. There's definitely more that I could do too.
I'm a shitty person.
We all are.
But
but you're aware of it.
And it's making the small steps.
You're a shitty person.
Small steps. Damn it, be with the roasts. Pop makes you mean. The weed is a drug.
That was really nice this past month.
You think so? Do you think you felt nicer because of that, or just because?
I liked how I felt.
Yeah.
But I was like at a good spot with like, because I was doing the 16-to-1 ratios. Like I
Yeah.
I wasn't like, and I was managing that to like a certain amount.
That's true.
A day. So
I guess it's like, I'm like thinking back in like December, like we were like some fucking like the 21-year-old version of ourselves.
No, but probably like you said, going back to the first couple episodes,
Yeah.
like maybe 10, 15 episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's definitely the kind of people we were.
Yeah. Right.
Those fucking idiots.
Those fucking dumbasses. I mean, come on, get a fucking grip, bro. Like
It's like only 15 episodes later, guys. It's not that.
You guys sound literally the exact same. You just got high and talked about fucking animals. Then you went on some Nobel Peace Prize speech for whatever reason.
I think they won an award for the most penises in a fucking episode.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You guys literally talk about coming and jizzing every single episode. Speaking of coming and jizzing
Again.
and 13 and 14-year-old, this is a slippery slope. They won a tech award, so it was for a good thing, I guess. But the tech award for developing an idea for condoms that when they touch an STD, they change a certain color that gives away what kind of, like, gonorrhea green or like herpes orange. I don't know.
What is an H color? What hue? What hue will that be?
I don't know.
Orange.
I mean,
orange!
That was pretty good. You were working on your 5-minute set a lot, haven't you? I like whenever you say random things. I'm like, you got that 5 minutes down.
Yeah.
That's my condom turned, my dick turned orange.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah. I don't know how 13 and 14-year-olds thought about it and what kind of STDs that those guys have.
Yeah. What if like the guy puts on the condom and it changes colors? Like, oh fuck!
It's like, no, you gave me the warts. No, you gave me the warts. Okay, I'm gonna fuck you first, then I'm gonna fuck you second. They're both green. Oh. And it's like it's not even. They got the idea because whatever they were fucking was that gross that their condom turned that color. They're like, is this fucking gonorrhea? They're like, no, that's period blood.
Oh, jeez, you went there.
I gotta make people uncomfortable, baby.
Oh yeah,
it's the name of the game.
Me uncomfortable. We just smoke.
Oh man,
that's crazy. I mean, does it taste like the STD? It's orange. Must have been Anna.
Let me taste it. Was that for like mouth STDs?
Well,
because I don't. Well, that's true. Because I guess for some reason I'm only thinking that it would change color as soon as the penis and vagina interacted. But I guess it would just probably change even.
What if it's like a Polaroid camera that you have to like
putting
wait
the condom on over all these weird. I can't believe it.
You have to take it off, wiggle it around like and hold it up and see what color.
Like, good news, I can fuck you. I don't know. I thought it was a good article.
It seems interesting. Did you read it, or was that just the headline?
I mean, I skimmed it.
Yeah. Couple words of a paragraph here, couple words of a paragraph there.
Yeah, I got the gist.
That's so funny. I do that too so much.
Yeah.
But like I've been forcing myself to try not to, like, because I'll find myself doing it and and I'm like, fuck, okay, no, what did it really say? Because I don't want to be like terribly wrong on some.
Right. Well, there's the dumb articles like this, or like people having sex with animals. I'm just like, I'll just like kind of.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into detail. Like,
yeah.
As a 37-year-old man out in.
Yeah, it's like he has 3 paragraphs of his life. He's like, well, I don't know.
After, in the end, you're like, well, I don't blame him for fucking that guy.
Yeah, kind of got attached to the character. A&E. That's where I should be. Is it not A&E? What's the show that like? What's TLC? I should be a fucking scouter for TLC and just
you should.
All these kind of articles will be like, hey, you guys looking for a new strange addiction? Looking for a new, I'm having sex with a animal? I'm like all these weird shows.
That'd be a good job for you.
It would be a good job for me.
Yeah.
Do you think it would mess with me mentally?
I think you'd have to be a certain type of person to do that job.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think you would have to be like a person that really doesn't care for others. Like, well, not necessarily care for others, but like there's
mental
that
illness.
Yes, there's that aspect of like, how far is this morally right, and why am I doing this? Is it kind of like McDonald's continue selling cheeseburgers and poison to people,
100%,
or you know, it's money in the end.
Right. Yeah, that's damn.
So I'm not saying they're complete assholes, but they know they're doing something.
They're capitalizing on something, yes. But I don't know where to go from there.
I think we reached the fucking dead end on that one, man.
So I got down a rabbit hole before you got here.
Alice in Wonderland style?
Actually, the literature that was written was also akin to Alice in Wonderland, as it was written in the style of writing. So very nice. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So
I didn't read the same article.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory that Donald Trump was a time traveler?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. That he owns a time machine.
Yes. Well, kinda. Yeah. But I've heard this in the passing, and I never really dove into it or looked into it at all. And then Ashley, when a listener sent me this, kind of bring up that conspiracy again, being like, this is kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I've heard about it. I'm gonna dive into it and see and it took me down just like a fucking vortex of just, and that's the one bummer I have about how I set up for this is I put too much shit to read right before you get here, which is why a lot of times I go through headlines or whatever and be like, I kind of get the gist, or just because it sparks up conversation,
right?
Or
no,
whatever.
For sure.
But this one, I was like, it's actually kind of crazy. So Donald Trump is a time traveler. It was so in 18...
Convince me, sir.
All right. Well, I can't convince you.
That's why it's a conspiracy.
I'm just saying there's a deep fucking Reddit that goes further and to more of my acknowledgement that I can really explain.
Okay.
But there is some crazy, so in 1893 and 1900, there's these two books published, and one was Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, and then the second one was The Last President. And so the main character is named Barron, who's the name of Donald Trump's son, and it starts with him in Russia, and he's guided by the master of all masters, quote, a guy named Don. And then so he leads them to this Fifth Estate Hotel property, which is exactly where the Trump Tower is located in New York City, where he becomes this super rich, but like the common man, kind of outsider politician that shakes up kind of the world and everything. And then it ends with all these socialists and people kind of gathering around his mobs and being like, we're going to destroy the people that are oppressed us, and they go gather around his hotel to start the revolution there, basically, the last president. Mm-hmm. And it was okay, there's there's a story that's told about somebody that's just a crazy story, who knows, there's just weird details and shit like that, right? And
that matches up all of the location.
Yeah, it just kind of strange.
Okay.
It just, that's strange. You're like, well, okay, well, that's just a made up story or whatever. So Nikola Tesla, the inventor who did things and he did shit like limitless power. He created death ray ideas. He was studying time travel. Just one of those fucking crazy people that were constantly pushed. I don't know. They just had an Elon Musk kind of brain. Who maybe is a time traveler too, or a robot, or of the same. So, anyways, sorry.
That's another conspiracy.
Fuck. That's the problem with it. That's what this rabbit hole is. It's there's so fucking many bullet things. That are wait, what's this? Wait, that's fucking real. Wait, the government did this, and you're like, what the fuck, dude?
So Tesla.
So, anyways, yeah. So he dies in 1943, and then the FBI takes all of his, writings and journals and everything, and they hire a team of scientific leaders, sure. And what was one of the names? So they hired government offices of scientific research and development, and it was led by John G. Trump, the brother of Donald Trump's dad. Oh. So he was, the nephew or the uncle or whatever. So he looked at all those papers. He looked into all of them. So if they had any time travel things or whatever, did he then give this information to the young Donald, or did it travel through the family, over Thanksgiving dinner or what? Who knows?
Well, they've been rich for a long time.
And then, but why is that? Is because they found these things, and then they just went through time as a vortex to go back and then create this kind of, now look at what's happening, and it's this story that's unfolding that was exactly like, because the last president, quote unquote, it's like the, you know, the end of, I don't know. Who fucking knows? Like, and then so I went from there being like, all right, so if he gave him time travel and all these things, and like, what about time travel?
I heard they like created it, and then it's been the machine has been passed down to the next Donalds or Barrys or.
And I went on one that was about Martin Luther King Jr.'s, like, maybe his daughter or something, that she's going to be president by the year like 2036 because there was a time traveler.
We're going to make it that far?
Yeah, there's a time traveler that said he went back reporting that, like, I don't know. It's so crazy, and I'm just like, all right, there's all these crazy conspiracies about time travel and everything, and then I go on to this other rabbit hole of being like, is it possible? What is time and space? And when you start going down these things, like, you're just almost reading words because you're like, light and time are not real. We're just always in this space, and it's a two-dimensional space that's never changing or evolving through light, then just repeats in motion.
Right.
And a lot of things that I'm just like, okay. Like, that seems... And I have no idea. Like, it just leaves my brain. But then you think about like these genius people that are like, oh, that makes sense. Now I'm going to push it to this next level in this other universe and this other. And I'm just like, well, that's fucking crazy. Like, that people have a grasp on this. So then you think, who are these people working for that are getting these $200,000 grants that aren't working at McDonald's, you know, or working anywhere? Like, they're constantly thinking about time travel, teleportation, limitless power, and they're looking at all these findings that we've had for 50 years, now 100 years, now 150 years. We're still dissecting things from like ancient aliens or from like fallen spacecrafts that we reverse engineer, and that's how we create planes and things like that too. And it's like
higher tech. And
we keep on pushing that, and who are these people behind the scenes, and what are they discovering or finding out? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all possible of, you know, teleportation and time travel. Like, there was the Philadelphia experiment was one thing I saw, and it's about this U.S. Navy ship that went invisible and off radar and like supposedly jumped in time through another portal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and that was 1943, right after they found all those kind of documents and such, you know. There's the Montauk Project, which is actually inspired by or vice versa, obviously. Stranger Things was inspired by it, and that's where they got like the 11's, you know, superpowers are controlling things. So like, that was a project that they spent years and years and so much fucking money in development into trying to figure out. And you're just like, what the fuck? And these are all like real documented things, and that's 50 years ago. Like, we're better at keeping secrets probably now. Yeah. Right? What was in Hillary's emails?
They got deleted, bro.
Yeah.
I see it.
By the time traveler Trump, you're like,
gotcha.
I gotcha. I don't know, man. That was my, like, and it kind of hurt my brain.
Yeah.
It did.
I've heard it, and it's got a lot of viable points. I don't know. I've never been a big conspiracy guy, though, either. Like, I like him. I like knowing about him. But I never really delve into it.
I don't see that it's not that the conspiracy is bigger for me. It's about like time travel and teleportation and those things. Like, where do you stand on those? Like, I don't even know if is that a conspiracy or is that...
I think it's possible. I don't know if we've found it.
Right.
That'd be too big of a secret to keep.
Teleporting or time traveling.
Time traveling.
That's what I would think too. But I don't know.
Maybe that's where they want us.
And then, yeah, right. So the end of this rabbit hole is exhausting my brain. I'm like, is Elon Musk...
Let's hit the dead end on this one.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was... did I say it? I can't... Oh, yeah. Is Elon Musk a robot?
Oh, AI style?
Yeah, and then I saw this thing. It's like from Just Shower Thoughts. I don't know if you've ever seen this. But
Yeah.
So their question was, what if Elon Musk is a time traveler from the future who is getting rich by pretending to invent future technology, but is also warning us about the future of deadly killer robot wars that caused him to flee to the past in the first place?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then somebody asked him, are you Elon Musk?
And then he just said, I can't hide the truth anymore, ... Because he likes answering in those kind of ways.
Yeah.
Almost like computer generated ways.
By not saying like or like.
Yeah, right.
Fuck, bro. When he spoke, I'm just like, wow. And he like asked him a question, and then he'd be like, 2 minutes later, and then he'd answer.
Yeah. Well, it's a tricky spot to be, because when you're like that high up too, everything you say.
No, you have to analyze
so
it.
Yeah.
No, and I understand.
We could probably do better at.
Yeah.
Honest with you. Could you? I don't know. I think that's the fun of just spitballing, though, right?
Is fucking...
Yeah, we're just...
goofing around, man. Who do you think
What's
this is?
What's the big idea? Why are you putting us up on trial for this? Come on.
You hashtag me too and you too?
This is a misdemeanor or something? I don't see no charges. Am I free to go or what? Yeah, fun stuff, man. What a world.
What a world we live in. It's beautiful, though, right?
Yeah. We had a man named Bailey.
We had a guest, too.
Thank you for Nathan. But he wrote on our YouTube about kind of a comment from our last episode. And I thought it was kind of an interesting thing to talk about.
Sure. Especially when we're high.
Especially because he shouts out my tattoo.
There you go.
Nick, love your idea for your new tattoo. That's all I had. So what do you think? So first...
Wow, what a great guy.
Yeah. What a dude. Just out of the blue, too. Who knows who this guy is? What's the big idea? What are your thoughts about your past interactions, relationships with narcissistic?
That's a new form of art, though. I don't know.
But it's a good question. Like,
what's your previous experiences with narcissistic people?
Interactions, relationships, and just how you... And then he goes on, how has your self-awareness made you more or less susceptible to, he said, personalities? And I think... I don't know, it's because it's one of those things when you're working on yourself and you see people struggling with things that they're not improving on or ignoring, how you get annoyed or write them off or, almost see them as like sociopaths. It's like sometimes too.
Yeah.
Compulsive liars or people just like that have demons in different ways and things that they're not fighting.
Exactly. It's like laughing at the guy at the gym that's holding the machine the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Mine is like where I see it as like where I don't really have that outside of me too much. Like when I see those kind of people, I usually just stay clear of that kind of energy. But when you are kind of forced to interact with them a lot, I see now being more aware of it. It almost like it hurts me, or I feel that negative energy more, and I don't like that. I'm like more sensitive to that too sometimes. Or like now, because it's like that when the highs are so high, the lows are so low. It's like when you get annoyed now, do you like really feel that more than you, or like, I don't know.
We're all on different train paths, man.
Yeah.
Like, your awareness, is just yours. That's all you can do. Right. You can't, and you definitely notice other people's like self-awareness or lack thereof. Yeah. And those are like the little annoyances, but what can you do? Right. So why let it bother you?
It's like choosing...
You staying clear of the situation is one thing. You can either do that or confront it. Yeah. And it's hard sometimes to confront it because that's when you make other people uncomfortable. Right. And... That's true. And it's like people... Yes. Could get offended. Yeah, that's true. Or people could actually take a good look at themselves.
Like I hate confrontation. Like I hate it.
That's why you stay away.
Yeah, but then sometimes it comes to a point where you end up being so burdened by it because you keep on accepting it, or like the way of you stay in a toxic relationship, whether it be a friend, a lover, or maybe a family member. Unfortunately, like you never know, and it's. But then also how much leash do you give them to be like, oh well. But is that also setting those little expectations where, like, if you're, I don't... Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. It's like finding your balance when drinking. Right. It's a slippery slope.
But it's all in how you interact with it at the end of the day. It's waking up to say it's going to be a good day or a bad day, or going to work because you're going to work or because you have to go to work, so this is what it is. What are you going to do after to further along whatever you're trying to achieve or whatnot,
For sure. I think all you can do is just manage your own self, dude. Yeah. And try to push the right people in the right direction. Your friends, family, like you said. Yeah. And it's all how you were raised too. Like that's how you're gonna see outside people too. Like how your parents treated other people is a big influence on how you treat people.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think you're always necessarily your parent, though.
No, not necessarily your parent. You obviously morph it, and you becomes a certain you.
Use those little tools to.
It's like morality. Like
yeah.
What's right and what's wrong.
I don't know.
Who's to say anymore? 2019.
It's got silly to deep real quick. This is what these drugs do.
Yeah.
I want a Ronald Reagan free drug America. Stay away from my guns. Stay away from me when I'm fucking my animals unless you're making a documentary for TLC on me.
Then you can meet me at... That's fine. It's a strange world.
It is, man. It's a strange, strange world. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening.
Oh, thanks for listening, folks.
Yeah.
Sticking by us for an hour and 5 minutes.
High talk.
High talk, straight talk, real talk.
Let's do it again next week.
We love you.